Le aziende che vogliono investire non possono fermarsi mai, devono continuare a sviluppare i loro prodotti e di sicuro
Companies that want to invest can never stop. They must continue to develop their products, and for sure, if you look at Mercury Marine, you won't get bored. Moreover, the manufacturer has invested $800 million in the last 10 years to improve its own products and to enlarge their own establishments.
negli ultimi tempi hanno sfornato una tale quantità di motori e accessori che è persino impossibile.
In recent times, they have churned out so many engines and accessories that it is even impossible to try them all. But certainly, we could not miss out on this new 300 horsepower V8. It is the only outboard of this power with 8 cylinders.
Si basa su un'unità termica da 4,6 litri.
On a 4.6-litre thermal unit, it is the same that they used in the 3.4-litre version for the 225 horsepower engine, but this has 2 extra cams.
Avrete notato che cilindri e cilindrata sono molto alti, più del solito.
You will have noticed that cylinders and displacement are very high, higher than usual. This could be a problem, because the bigger the engine, the more it weighs. But actually, they managed to make a lighter outboard than the others. A marvel.
La cilindrata alta poi porta un altro vantaggio, che è la facilità con cui si riesce a ottenere.
The high displacement then brings another advantage, which is the ease with which you can get a high torque and also better reliability and a longer life. For example, if the engine is able to easily develop so many horsepower, you don't have to push it.
Due dati su tutti, un rapporto di compressione non elevato e una corsa del
2 bits of data, a low compression ratio and a rather short piston stroke. If the piston moves a little inside the cylinder, obviously with the same number of revolutions will go slower and therefore will be less stressed.
Beh, lasciamo perdere questi discorsi che sono per gli appassionati di tecnica.
Well, let's leave these discussions for our technical fans and instead let's enjoy the navigation with 2 8-cylinder engines, 16 cylinders behind us.
Hanno montato tutta questa potenza su un
They mounted all this power on a boat built in Nuovo-Joli. The model, Prince 30, of 9 meters and 30 centimeters, 3.2 meters wide with a dry weight of 1,800 kilograms.
Cominciamo il nostro test fermandoci, lasciando che anche il gommone...
We start our test by stopping, letting the dinghy stop, and then suddenly we give full power.
30, 35, 40,
30, 30, 35, 40, 45. What a shot, but so smooth. Have you ever driven a car with an 8-cylinder engine? Well, here we have 2 of them. Do you know what that means? That the horsepower is delivered vigorously, but also gently.
C'è un altro svantaggio che riguarda i motori di grande cilindrata ed è il loro consumo. Certo.
There is another disadvantage that concerns the large displacement engines, and it is that their consumption, of course. If the displacement is bigger, it means that the combustion chambers are bigger, and you have to inject more gas to fill them. We check immediately if this is true.
Ci portiamo a una velocità di crociera.
We bring ourselves to a cruising speed of 4,500 RPM.
È un po' difficile tenere a bada questi cavalli.
It is a bit difficult to keep these horses at bay. Just touching the throttle changes the number of revolutions, the power and the speed.
Comunque, adesso sono riuscito a trovare il regime che volevo. 4.500 giri minuto. Do un po' di trim per mettere in assetto.
However, now I managed to find the regime I wanted, 4,500 RPM. Give a little bit of trim to set the hull and let's read the speed, 42 knots. The consumption is 86 litres per hour total, 43 litres per hour for each engine, 42 knots and 4,500 RPM. No, this engine does not consume more than the others. It consumes less. It has natural suction. It is not supercharged, but it goes like a rocket. Maybe that is thanks to the 4 camshafts, 2 per side, and naturally with 4 valves per cylinder. It has so much torque that they have also used a rather high reduction ratio, 1.75. It's a ratio seen in racing.
5.000 giri minuto, 5.200,
5,000 RPM, 5,200, 47 knots, 130 litres. But what's going on?
Siamo sempre a 47 nodi, poco meno, 46,9, ma siamo scesi con i consumi.
Look what happens when we are always at 47 knots, a little less, 46.9. But we went down with consumption. At this moment, 124 litres per hour. There is an automatic system that adapts the mapping in order to save fuel. Yes, because to reach a certain speed you need fuel, but it takes a lot less to maintain the same speed. The electronic system notices and reduces the stoichiometric ratio, more air and less fuel.
È chiaro che se si vuole andare forte bisogna mettere giù la manetta e tirare su il trim.
It is clear that if you want to go strong, you have to put down the throttle and pull up the trim. 6,000 RPM and we are around 55 knots with a consumption of 180 litres per hour. There is a lot of wind, maybe you can hear it too. This does not allow me to raise the trim. I would do even more.
Beh, che cosa vi aspettavate da un grande motore?
Well, what did you expect from such a great engine? A great acceleration, a great speed, and so it is clear. With Mercury, you can fly.